Hello, chat.
Oh my
Hi.
goodness, hi.
Hi. I just woke up and rolled out of bed and started stream, and we managed to make it on time. We managed to make it on time. So Lush isn't able to make the stream today.
You little subby bitch.
Confused has subbed for 4 months.
Thank you, Confused. Yeah, Lush isn't able to make the stream today. Some stuff came up, but we're gonna play a different game for now. I'm not sure if Lush is gonna be able to make the future ones. Send her lots of love. But yeah, I just in case she's able to make a future one, I didn't want to continue Cage of Roses because I feel like she might miss, like she might not want to like miss anything big that happens. So yeah, I will keep y'all updated on that. For now, we are playing Glass Heart in My Hands, and as planned, as y'all saw in chat, we were yapping at Doobie. Doobie is here, and Doobie will be my co-host today. Hi, Doobie.
Hi, I'm here. I finally made it to a Yuri lunch. Yippee! Ah! Let's go!
Yeah, I'm so happy Doobie's here. I wanted Doobie on one of these streams for so long, and we've been talking about it for a while. And I'm so happy that it's worked out that you're able to make a stream. Yippee!
Yippee! Yes, I've been wanting to go on these for like ever, so I'm glad it's like.
Yeah, I didn't even know you wanted to
happening.
be on it. Well, I figured for the new game, because there was like gonna be a bunch of roles that there might be interest, but I didn't know like you wanted to be on like the regular ones too. So yeah, you are always welcome.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love making gay stuff, and I feel like I don't get. I mean, I try to make my ASMRs as inclusive as possible, but I rarely get to do like dedicated F4F stuff. So I'm always I love when I get the opportunity.
Yay, gay shit! Yay,
Gay shit! Yay!
Yeah, because you be having really gay moments sometimes.
I do be. I really
do be.
It's so. You know.
So last we played the game, Your Glass in My Heart in My Hands. I think it's been actually like exactly a month since we played this game, like just a little bit over. Last time we played this game, we played the nurse route, where we woke up in that dingy hospital and didn't know where we were or what we were doing. We just knew our legs were broken, and she was like, "Oh, you jumped out a window," and we were like, "Fuck." And so she was taking care of us, but she was kind of a bitch. But then she started to warm up to us, and she ended up actually being really nice. And then we found out that she actually kidnapped us and is the person who keeps breaking our legs every time they heal. So yeah, that's the only route we've played so far. It starts off with us being asleep and waking up. So I don't know what's gonna happen in these other routes, because I don't think the same, like, it's not the same plot line for every route. So the nurse was fine. Yeah, I know, chat, I know we all like toxic women. I know. Let's load that. The Maid. Yes, actually, let's go back a bit to the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I liked this so much that I was like, I need to fucking just preview the Maid route a little bit, because I was like, after we did that one route, I was like, I fucking love this game. I was like in love right away. But today, let's play the Maid. Oh, look at her. That is a
so
perverted
fine.
look. That is a little bit of a perverted look.
Dude, she wants us, bro. She wants that cookie bad.
Hey Rev. Oh yeah, let me see who redeemed the little highs. Hi Fern. Hi. Thank you for redeeming the say hi and making sure your view counts. All right. Let me lock in. You continue to drift in the darkness. It submerges you like tar, like oil. There's something oddly reassuring about the darkness. Something soothing. I think this, and then let's have you be the Maid.
Okay. Oh, I'm the Maid.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah. My lady? Is that good?
Oh, bitch, you locked in! You locked in! It's so funny hearing someone else, like, switch into the ASMR voice that's really different from their voice.
I know. I be on that.
But you hear a voice calling out to you through the veil of blackness which surrounds you, something which stirs memories deep within you. You recognize that voice. You are sure you know them, though you can't put a name or face to them. Not yet, at least. Also, chat, let us know if the audio's good, if you can hear us both at equal amount. Make sure to do that, as usual.
Lady? Excuse me, my lady.
And this realization is like a flickering candle, one which soon turns into a burning beacon. You might not remember who you are, but perhaps this person will. Perhaps they can give you a name, an identity to latch onto, and in so doing, they can save you from the darkness.
Oh, hold on. I think someone in chat said I'm a little quiet.
Okay, so let me turn you up on my Discord.
Yeah. I could also turn up my mic if it's that.
I turned you to 200. Let me see the audio levels. Say some things.
Okay. Say something. I'm giving up on you.
Also, your mic is so scratchy again. What the heck is going on, guys? I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Is Doobie's? I think it's my headphone, but your audio is really crunchy. Gosh darn it. Let me see. Okay, maybe it's because the wire is tangled up in a million things. That might be part of it. Okay, I've untangled the... I think I have. Wait, which wire is it? Or maybe I should just swap out the wire at this point. Because this is tangled up. Alright, guys. I'm gonna keep an eye on chat. Let me know when it improves. Let me know if you can keep hearing me. I'm gonna swap the old wire out for a little bit of a newer one because maybe I've been abusing this wire a little bit. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna go away and I'm gonna be right back, Jack. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I got you guys. You know, I can in the absence of Venom. Hi, chat. How is everyone doing today? I've got both chats up. This is new for me. Half this chat wants to be that wire is crazy.
Alright, chat. Am I back? Is it still staticky and weird? Also, I forgot to turn off free chat on YouTube. That just reminded me of that. Because now I'm trying to funnel y'all on YouTube to Twitch. Can y'all just join me on Twitch? It's time for you to join me on Twitch. I've given you enough time. Hold up. Let me see. Live viewers 12. Oh my gosh. 12 people are about to lose chat. I don't even want to do that to y'all now. Because y'all already had it. Oh my god, the YouTube chat was popping too. Well, actually it's members, so let me just make it members only like I normally do. Hold up 1 second. 1 second. Alright, so chat on YouTube is gonna be members only like usual. And then I'll keep an eye on the YouTube chat too. Sick. Boom. I hope that my mods are still gonna be able to chat when it's members only. Leo, are you still able to chat? Hi, Leo. Let me see my YouTube chat. Hi, Coupon. Hi, Zenta. Hi, Foxy Fox. Hi, Leo. Good morning. Have fun. I'm gonna go read now. Bye-bye. Oh, enjoy your book, Coupon. What a hottie. Venom is a bit louder and staticky again. Am I still staticky? I swapped out the wire. I have no idea why I'm staticky.
Do you have like a fan on or something?
No, not even. Oh, enjoy your book, Coupon. Yeah, it's still staticky as hell. What is going on?
Is your mic like by your PC?
Yes.
Maybe could you move it like slightly away from the actual PC? Because if you have noise suppression on, it might be like.
Let's
unable
see.
to face it out.
I'm gonna hold it like I'm a singer. When I get further away from the PC, does it get better, guys? If I go over here, does it get better? Or here? Now I'm like literally physically away from everything. Is it a proximity thing? Let me see if I can listen.
Actually,
in.
it might be
better,
a
guys.
OBS issue because you're fine on like Discord for the most part.
Fucking OBS. Ah! That sounds good, yes. Well, it probably sounds better, but it sounds like it's something going on with OBS. If it's fine on Discord, yes, much better. Yes, that's good, actually. Okay, well, I guess I will read from over here and hold the mic like I'm a singer. Whoa, whoa. All right, keep me posted on if it fucks up again. Don't worry about stressing me out. Either I will just keep pushing through, or I will just try to figure something out. For all we know, maybe it's a sign that today's... you know what? We're not even gonna get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be great.
You do not. You suddenly realize, like the darkness very much. It no longer feels as reassuring as it did. It ceased to be a comforting cradle song, and instead something stiffly oppressive. You fight against it, your eyes wide, frightened, like a startled pony's, and then... Oh, okay, bets. I think the maid sedates us. At random, just decides it's time for you to go to sleep. Because that whole stiffingly oppressive, it's not comforting, it's stiffingly oppressive, to me that gives a vibe of I keep having to fall asleep without it being my will.
Well, we don't know who she is, right? So I don't think this is our maid specifically. I mean, maybe she is, because we don't seem to know who she is.
Oh. The light which rushes forward to meet you is sharp and spiky, and it lacerates your eyes, penetrating them like pins. Oh, I love the way the writer writes lines in this one. Oh, like, because normally light in the morning is such a good thing, but this makes it just, oh my god, what a beautiful way to write that's not a happy thing. Your head spins. For a few moments you feel sick. Your whole body aches.
Oh, my lady, my poor dear lady, are you feeling ill?
But you feel a hand on the small of your back, massaging you through the fabric of your nightgown. It is a broad, wide palm, flat and reassuring, and fills you with warmth. You exhale, trying to get your bearings. Slowly, you breathe in, and just as slowly, you breathe out. I forget that the sound effects in this are not mixed at all. It's just like all of a sudden there's breathing. You blink, disturbing the gauzy white spots which had begun to drift, jellyfish-like, across your vision. Then you glance about. You felt dazed and disoriented upon waking, but now you've awoken from your deep, dreamless sleep. Something like familiarity begins to settle upon you. You are sitting in a grand four-poster bed, one with pale blue sheets and pale blue drapes. Your bed is piled high and soft, plush pillows, and your favorite bear is sitting beside you, a large, furry creature you call Percy. Yes, that's right. You remember Percy, and you remember this room too. You remember the cream walls, the landscapes in their gilt frames, your vanity table with a circular mirror and the little perfume bottles arranged upon the counter, and your favorite wide-brimmed sun hat with the length of satin ribbon tied to it. Cream where? Can you act right, Monty? Jesus. You remember where you are, and perhaps more importantly, you remember who you are. You are a young lady of some renown, whose family possesses a considerable fortune. Well, of course you are a young lady. There's nothing else you could be, really, awaking in a fine room like this. You are a lady. Not quite a princess, but definitely not a pauper. And the woman sitting beside you...
Are you all right, milady? Is your head still causing you pain? I'm here, you know, if you need me for anything. I've brought your breakfast up too. Perhaps that might help?
She is your maid. Her hair is dark and is tied in a sensible braid. Her eyes, meanwhile, are dark, large and liquid, and lined with long, doll-like lashes. A small smile plays about your maid's face, almost motherly, and she says,
Would you care for a cup of tea?
You blink, still a little groggy. You've come to your senses, more or less. What in the world were you dreaming about? You can't quite remember, but you're sure it was disturbing. But you still feel somewhat disoriented.
my god, she's so bad, bro.
You know you're. Sorry, hearing you switch out of the voice and go, damn, she's bad as fuck. She is, though. She is. She's very much a cutie. You know your maid as well as the backs of your own hands, your ashen face which reflects back at you and your mirror. You've been close for many years, ever since you were children. She's been working here from the tender age of 12, when she first started as a scullery maid. You are 4 years your maid's junior, and you can recall coming across her in the corridors when you were a little girl, catching her eye in the garden while she was engaged in hanging up the laundry, so she began to giggle. You liked the look of your maid, with her brown hair and her bright, easy smiles, and you knew from the first that you wanted her. Oh! Oh, probably like wanted her as your maid, but if it's gay, it feels a little gay.
well, okay. If you think about it,
You want to make her
is not what I look
yours.
for. Yeah.
This is gay.
This is
I mean, this is
creepy.
probably about being a maid, but this is gay. You wanted to make her yours, and so you did.
I think this is just gay. I think, because when you're hiring someone, you're not looking for an easy smile. You know what I mean? You know, like.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
I mean, maybe.
When you were a little older, old enough to require a lady's maid rather than a nurse, you asked your parents if they would let you make your maid officially yours. Oh, this feels romantic. Okay, yeah. You had never asked your parents for anything before. They had drummed it into your head that you had to be a good girl, demure and mealy-mouthed and virtuous. They told you not to want things, not in a deep emotional sense at least. Ladies can be as selfish and avaricious and capricious as they please. They can lust after beautiful dresses and beautiful jewels and finely furnished homes, but other people... Actually, one thing that... Let's see if it's worth a keep to. That is one thing ladies cannot desire. Ladies cannot be seen to yearn. Oh, so this... Okay, so they've confirmed this is gay. She's yearning.
Yeah.
To yearn is to be weak, and your parents have always been so strong and so self-sure. Somebody in chat said, first interview question, how do you cut your nails? Jesus. You feared that your parents would castigate you for wanting the maid, so for wanting to make her yours. But to your surprise, your parents did not scold you for your impetuous request. You thought that your desire would be obvious, stamped across your face, but your parents did not seem to see it that way. They, with their dark and unfeeling eyes, did not see your maid as being so very dissimilar from a beautiful dress or from a beautiful brooch. They thought of her not as her own person, but as an object, something which could be bartered and traded. They did not imagine that you had asked for your maid's exclusive attention because you yearned for her, because you simply selfishly wanted her, which are two very different things. Your parents could not fathom how much you cared for your maid, how much you care for her still. Now she is your everything. She is not just your lady's maid, though that is her official title. She is your best friend, your closest confidant, the one you love more than anybody in the world. It would not be an exaggeration to say that you adore her. You love her as intimately as it is possible for a woman to love another woman, perhaps even more intimately than is thought strictly possible. You might be the lady, she your maid, but sometimes...
Milady, are you all right?
Sometimes when you look at her, you wonder whether she is not the one holding all the cards after all. Did she catch your eye on purpose all those years ago? So that you might pick her out from the rest? So that you would elevate her from her position as a mere scullery maid? Was this all pre-planned? Have you been dancing all this time in the palm of her hand? I mean, we could be. There are many things that you wonder. Your past is starting like a kaleidoscope, but...
Are you still
Thanks for
feeling
the
it?
follow.
Your face does
Mystical
look rather
Star has
flushed.
joined the Legion.
Thank you for the
aren't in the
follow.
mood for tea right now?
But no, you tell yourself firmly, you are being silly. You are certain that your maid has no ulterior motives, and even if she does, what does it matter? Thank you for the follow, Mystical Star. Welcome on in. It doesn't change how much you care for her, and it does not change that she remains your only ally. She is the only one in this miserable pile you call a home who smiles at you. She's your dearest friend, and you do not want to make her worry. She's done nothing to deserve it. You smile at your maid and tell her you had a bad dream. You do not feel like yourself, but a nice cup of tea might help.
But of course. I've already prepared the tea for you, my lady. I think it ought to have cooled down plenty, but just in case.
Your maid plucks a delicate teacup from its saucer, which was resting on a tray, then brings it to her lips. Softly, she blows upon it, the meniscus of tea rippling from her warm breath. There's something sensual about the way she blows upon your tea, something which makes your stomach flutter. But the moment soon passes. Your maid hands your cup of tea to you with a light and lilting.
Careful now. It's cooled a little, but it's still not enough. Oh wait, but it's still hot enough. I wouldn't want you scalding yourself.
You thank your maid for her thoughtfulness and bring the teacup to your own lips. Also, have you guys just been in chat listing gay questions for a maid? Are you friends with your exes? Unfortunately, most gay sapphic women are going to fail that one. Is your face familiar with the front of a pillow? What? Are you down to share? Wait, what? Do you know of a certain company called U-Haul? Do you have a toy collection? Wow. Okay, can we turn CVA up a bit? Doobie, can you maybe turn your mic up a little bit?
Yes, I can. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Okay, how's that?
All right, chat, how do we like that? Is Doobie loud enough in your ears? Is Doobie in your ears enough?
Am I in your walls?
Oh my god. All right, chat, come on. Let me hear the feedback. Is Doobie's volume good? Come on, chat. You can say the gay questions after. You can be. We love Doobie in the ears. Sorry. So, okay, yes, I
Thanks for
understand.
the follow.
Okay.
Kenzie the cat lover has joined the legion.
Chat just thirsting for you. Welcome in, Kenzie the cat lover.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe a tad loud. Okay, down just a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let's do. How do we like 25.5?
All right, chat. Is that good? And this time, answer before you flirt. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, great.
All right, cool.
If we were in a prison cell, would you be feeling fantastic? Shut the fuck up. Need to hear ASMR voice to judge. Good point. Let's see if the... Do you want to just test your ASMR voice?
I'm saying stuff in the ASMR voice. I'm talking like a sexy maid.
Is that good?
Is it?
All right. I think that's probably good. Let me know if it's not. Ooh, let me stretch my back. Ooh, my back. Oh.
I stretch my back too. I've been shrimping, man.
Bruh, I don't even know if I shrimped, but whatever's going on with my back, it's not happy.
No, that's so real. So real.
Minnie Mooney would like us to hydrate. Let me take a little sip
Good
of
thing I have
water.
water. I don't know if you saw, but you got another follow, by the way.
Oh yeah, Kenzie. Yeah. Welcome in, Kenzie. You do not need to blow upon the tea within yourself, not when your maid has completed this ritual on your behalf. The tea is not hot in any case. It is slightly warmer than lukewarm, but holding the teacup does not make your fingers tingle. You look at your undulating reflection in the brown tea for a few moments, your lip pursed. And then, under your maid's watchful gaze, you begin to sip. You begin to slip. This is a hypno stream now. Slip. So I'm sorry. Don't do that. Wait, sorry. I forget that some of you might actually do that when I do that. I don't think so, though. You didn't do any induction, so you're probably fine. This is a hypno stream now. You begin to slip. You let the taste of your tea unfurl across your tongue, just like the petals of a flower. Your tea is somewhat bitter, but you've heard this is for your own good. Your maid has been buying herbal teas from Dr. Godwin, which are supposed to fortify you, to give you strength. Dr. Godwin was in the Maid route, what the hell did I just say? I think I just combined nurse and maid. The nurse route as well, right? So this doctor came up again?
Are they the secret fourth lover?
I think they might be.
Oh my goodness. Or maybe they're the third one, because they did look kind of
Yeah, the
doctor-y.
third one did kind of look like a doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Godwin is your physician, and you have seen her a few times since you fell ill. You're surprised your parents are willing to put their faith in a lady doctor, given how awfully old-fashioned they are. But Dr. Godwin has a sterling reputation. She does come highly recommended, but but not even she has been able to aid you. You like to think that these herbs your maid has been mixing into your tea are helping in some way, though. But even if they aren't, you cannot fault your maid for trying to help you. Somebody said the maid with Doobie's voice is going to get me going into a sunken place. No, Doobie is a very good voice for this maid, I will say. Well, Doobie already just has like a beautiful voice, so.
Thank you. I try. I'm really trying to go. Well, I don't know if she's Dommy yet, but I'm like, we're going soft, sort of lower, gentle.
Yeah, that was a good choice. Hold on, I'm taking a hair tie out of my hair. That's bothering me.
Okay, slay.
Your maid has always been your most loyal ally. If you cannot trust her, you cannot trust anybody. You sip at your tea demurely, both your hands pressed about the cup, while your maid smiles at you. Her smile is soft and tender, so much so you can melt from it. Your maid's smile mixes, or at least it seems to, with the sun's light as it spills through your windows, and with the warm tea sloshing about the inside of your cup, in such a way that you feel fortified. Sometimes you think that you live only only for quiet, understated moments like these, those spent with you and your maid. There is nobody else that makes you feel like she does. Nobody in the world. She is the only one who makes you happy. And you know that you love her more than you have ever and will ever love anybody else. I'm lagging so bad. Well, let's see if it's you or if it's my stream. Chat, is the stream still good? Is there a lag in the stream? Did anything fuck up? Is it only Dolakit's stream, or is it everybody's stream and we're just all thinking it's our own stream? Stream is good. Okay. Sorry your stream is lagging then, Dolakit. It appears it is only you. Outside, you can hear the birds chirping. The leaves whispering secrets to one another as they shift in the breeze. What a beautiful... Oh my god, this writer is so good. It is a beautiful morning, and it promises to segue into an even more beautiful day. Would that you would rise from your bed to greet it, standing by your open window as the breeze plays through your hair. I think our maid is poisoning us.
Yeah.
We can't rise from the bed. She's giving us strange, bitter teas. Or maybe the doctor is poisoning us. Who knows?
Maybe the doctor is poisoning you on behalf of the maid.
You wish to throw these covers off yourself, which lay atop you like a stifling prison, then cross your bedroom. You have always been a delicate girl with a dainty build, yet you should be able to manage walking a handful of steps. It should not be any great ordeal, and yet...
You poor thing.
Your maid says in a gentle voice which makes you feel small and insignificant, like some sort of pet.
You still can't move, can you?
Your maid is right about that. For the last fortnight, you have been assailed by a most curious illness. The illness leaves you feeling weak and lethargic, so much you struggle to simply sit up in bed. You've always relied upon your maid to aid you, and you've been relying on her more than ever recently, after this illness has more or less incapacitated you. You find it hard to do much more than breathe, but at least your maid is sympathetic to your plight. She tuts and says,
I know you've not been feeling well lately, but it's all right. I'm here for you, my lady, and I'm not going anywhere. I promise. You can rely on me. Oh. Oops. It is my job to look after you. And I mean to do that to the last, until
The bitter
the
end.
bitter.
Oh.
I don't even know.
That is probably what she means to say. Is your illness so advanced that she can see the reaper looming over you, scythe drawn? But she evidently decides this is too grim a topic to discuss, not this early in the morning. Your maid forces a smile instead, and then says,
Well, never mind that. I'll be here like I said, so try not to fuss. You've no need to be lonely. Now, shall I help you dress? I know you mightn't be able to move far from your bedroom, but that's no excuse for slovenliness. Sloven? Let's get you looking presentable. As your maid, it's my job to care for you. Oh,
your maid exclaims as if it's only just occurred to her.
and I need to brush your hair, too. It's so lovely and long. It would be a shame to leave it so tangled. I don't know what you were dreaming of last night, lady. Were you being stalked through the woods by some sort of monster? But you really were writhing a lot. You rucked up your covers, and your hair is an awful mess.
You let your maid guide you to your wardrobe, or, to be more precise, you lean on your maid as she hauls you to your wardrobe. You are not so very weak that you can't stand on your own 2 feet, but you are weak enough that you cannot stand on your own 2
Thanks
feet
for the
long
follow.
before toppling.
Kimmy_5672 has joined the Legion.
Hello, Kimmy. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. You find it hard, too, to walk. You can only manage to shuffle, dragging your bare heels across the floor. But your maid seems pleased with your pitiful progress nonetheless.
Very good, milady. You are doing much, much better than yesterday.
Does your maid really think that? You do not feel any better. Somebody said with Doobie's voice, she can poison me all she wants.
Oh, feels good to be simped over for once. This is very rare for me. I'm feeling
By
confident.
women too, by mostly women
I know,
too.
by women.
Maybe
This
you
is
should
my-
make more FRF content. It looks
I
like you
really
already have
should.
a fan base for it. And they're giving
my
you
goodness.
applause. They love you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm blushing, guys. You guys.
You know what we should do? This is giving me ideas. We should do some sort of audio together for YouTube or
Oh
something.
my god, I have something, but I can't talk to you about it on Twitch, so I'll DM you
Oh my
guys.
god, let's do it. Send me
Okay,
details. Send me
slay.
details
Okay,
whenever.
yeah. Okay, slay.
If anything, you feel even worse.
Oh yes, I'm sure of it. You're definitely on the mend. I can see it in your face. Your cheeks are starting to get their apples again. And you no longer look so pained. We need only wait a little longer, and I'm sure you will be back to your usual self once more. Then you can leave your wretched bedroom, and you might be able to take a turn into the garden once more. Doesn't that sound nice?
Your maid keeps up a steady series of chatter as she strips you of your own nightgown and dresses you anew, attiring you in a rich green gown the color of grass and apples. Newly attired, your maid then steers you to your vanity, where she might brush out your hair, slowly and
Yes,
methodically.
FF4F, please cheer 1000.
Oh, Zenta just tipped to say, please, FF for F. Please, guys, please.
Oh my goodness. Maybe I need to open my second channel. Maybe this is
Yeah,
my
I
calling.
think you should. Like, you definitely, I know you want to do the gay shit, so I think you
I
should if you
do.
want to. Thank you
Yeah,
for the
it's
tip,
just finding
Zenta.
time.
Oh, and I
Yes,
forget,
thank
I
you for the
do like
tip.
barks for tips, so you're about to hear me
Oh.
bark 10 times.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. Shall I meow after? Is that
All right, here we go. Oh, God. It's like every time, it's like this little cringe beforehand that makes it so hard. All right, we're going to do it.
You got it.
Sorry, it's just, I'm doing it in front of a new person, and I'm a little bit shy and embarrassed.
It's good.
Okay, that was 10. Thank you for the tip, Zenta.
Hey, slay.
Oh, Should I read all this? Slowly and methodically removing all the knots which snarl and snarl and snare against the brush's bristles. Sorry, I heard snarl and dogma. Sorry. You sit there demurely. I love how much they're using demure though. Like demure was the word of the day for this writer. Demure.
So true.
Feeling rather like an
Mindful
oversized
demure?
doll. A bloodless being made of porcelain. Ever since your sickness, your maid has been treating you like something to be cosseted. A beautiful object of peerless value that is at risk of losing its worth with every bump or bruise. She treats you incredibly gently, but part of you wonders whether she is not being too gentle. Is she being too differential? You feel the gulf in your social statuses more keenly than ever when she fusses over you like this. When she fastens your buttons and ties your ribbons and runs that brush through your hair. You almost wish that she would not bother so much, that she did not care so much. But if your maid did not care, who else would be left to worry about you? Your parents have not been to see you since you fell ill. They seem not to care tuppence about you, but your marriage negotiations are continuing unimpeded, as if nothing has occurred. Your maid tells you as much as she brushes your hair, pausing to tease out a particularly stubborn knot right near the right side of your scalp. You feel the bristles of the brush atop your ear, and you shudder from it. Your maid seems not to notice as you tremble. She is too... Ooh, wait, hold up. Okay. Oh, nope, we're not in auto mode. Turn that off. Your maid seems not to notice as you tremble. She is too entrenched in her tale. She clicks her tongues, then says,
I can hardly believe your parents did not send Lord Worthing home already. He has been here for well over a fortnight, and for what cause? You were sick.
So we're getting some incentive for why she might be poisoning us?
I thought your parents might send that odious lord home for at least a brief spell, so that you might
Thanks for the
recuperate.
follow.
Galactic
I suppose I would
_
be
Fox
asking
has
too
joined the
much.
Legion.
Thank you for the follow, Galactic Fox.
They refuse to give you any peace, you poor thing. While you languish up here in your bedroom, they are still talking of your dowry. Your mother just can't help herself, and neither can Lord Worthing. They might fancy themselves being elegant and refined, but I see nothing to commend them in myself. They wear their fine suits and fancy dresses, they spray themselves in lavish perfume, but all this artifice cannot hope to disguise what they truly are. They are nothing.
Your maid continues, her grip tightening around the handle of your hairbrush.
More than beasts.
Beasts, you ask, and then you wince. Your maid is digging the brush through your hair with no small amount of force, and it is starting to hurt. What does she mean by that?
Well, what else am I to call them? They are trying to divide you up, milady. Pieces. They sink their teeth into you, and they rip and they gouge, and they mean to tear you asunder. Your mother is the worst offender. She's been determined to marry you off ever since you were a baby. But your father isn't much better. When they look at you, they don't see their own flesh and blood. A daughter they must protect.
Hey, Anonymous gifted,
Whom
by
they
the
have a
way.
duty to
Oh
a
shit,
duty of
bitch, they
care to.
running a train. Is this gonna get me banned?
My notification noises, it's like I'm the one who made them, but they're so funny. Thank you for starting the hype train, an anonymous gifter. Oh, that's such a cute. Thank you, Anonymous, for gifting that sub to Night Owl Cafe. Aw, that's so sweet.
I love the little ghosty. That's so fun.
Instead, they see you as a bartering piece. They want to distribute you like an asset, to sell you off to the highest bidder so that they might increase their own social standing. They don't care about you.
Your maid continues, her voice tightly controlled, perhaps self-consciously so. You can see your maid's face reflected back at you in the dresser, inverted, so it looks subtly wrong, not quite right. Your maid's eyes flash like fire and brimstone while her jaw is tightly set. She's gritting her teeth together so hard you wonder whether the enamel will splinter. It seems worryingly apparent that if she allows her temper to consume her, she will do herself harm. In that moment, you care not about the pain in your scalp, nor how harshly your mate is dragging the comb through your curls. Okay, now I felt that. Once they mentioned the comb through the curls, I'm like, fuck, get off my head, I'm tender-headed. All you care about is your mate. Just lock in immediately after. You love her, and you know that she loves you. But it is because she loves you that her temper flares like this. Always hidden behind closed doors so your parents will never see it. Your parents will never know, must never know, how excessive your maid's passions are, how intense her longings. If your parents knew what your maid said about them, they would dismiss her without a second thought. They would throw her onto the street by her ear, heedless of the years of her life she has given to you, heedless of how much she has sacrificed for you. They would not care. You know they would not care. Your maid might be too passionate, with feelings which blaze behind her eyes like all the fires of hell, but your parents are uncomfortably cold by contrast. Behind their eyes you detect no feeling at all, no emotion save her avarice. You wish your maid would not worry so for your sake. You fear that she is making herself ill, that she will rant and rave herself into an early grave. Yet you have the uncomfortable sensation, as she tries to compose herself, that she is right. Your parents really are unfeeling, and so is Lord Worthing. Thinking of him is enough to make you tremble. You wish you were not expected to wed, and if that is non-negotiable, that you were not expected to wed him. You wish for so much, closeted away in your pastel bedchamber which smells of rosewater. But for all your wishing, there's precious little you can do. The world is very large, and you are very small. Sometimes you think you have even less value than your maid, for at least she is paid for her services. Not well, of course, but she receives money. What about you, however? You will not get paid when you wed Lord Worthing, not directly at least. Your parents are the one who will profit from you, just as your maid said, as if they were selling a sow at the market. Is that how your parents see you? Is that how Lord Worthing sees you? Are you really nothing more than an asset to be sold? Oh, if only you were not so young and unworldly. But these wishes are pointless. Wait, well, my mouth is messed up. But these wishes are pointless, just like your prayers. You dare not speak of them, not even to your maid, who tells you everything about herself. And so they die. Unspoken, your wishes turn to ashes inside your heart, that cardiac muscle which seems, over the years, to have calcified. You wish that everything would not hurt so much. You wish...
Oh, milady, I apologize for speaking so harshly. I never did mean to upset you.
You wish, from time to time, that the world would stop turning. You wish that life was not so complicated, and that you could pass your time freely with your maid. She's the only one in the world who understands you, the only person who cares to. You never do speak of your wishes aloud. You've always thought it best not to. I've always worried it would be unladylike. But when you are with your maid, it doesn't matter. She understands how you feel, even if you do not express these feelings in words. Sometimes you think that she might understand you better than you understand yourself. She sets the guilt brush down with a dull thud. Did she realize it was inadvertently causing you pain? And then leans in. She opens her arms, unfurling them like a raven might its dark feathered wings. Then shifting towards you. She pulls you to her, twining her arms about your middle like a shroud. You feel her chest pressed against your back, soft and full. Sorry, I just imagined titties on my back.
Real.
Feeling her breath against the nape of your neck. Her breath is warm, and it makes you tremble. I can feel this. This writer's so good. How curious.
You needn't dwell on this horrible affair now.
Your maid tells you, her voice soft and soothing.
It isn't something for you to worry your precious little head about.
Privately, you think that this is indeed something you ought to be worrying about. This directly pertains to you, after all, and to your future. You are the one who will be wedded against your will, not your maid. But her voice is saccharine sweet as it pours inside your ear, almost sickly like molasses, as she says,
It will be all right. Don't tremble so, milady. No matter what happens, you won't be alone. I'll never, ever let that happen.
Something just happened with her eyes. Her eyes just like lost all their shine and sparkle, so something's off. Something's off.
She's freaky.
We got another yandere. You know I love a yandere. Chat, you know I love a yandere. I love a woman who is hopelessly obsessed and evil.
I'll stay with you. I will look after you. Come what may, I will take good care of you.
Oh,
So don't fret. Just leave everything up to me. It'll be fine, I promise.
I wonder what it is about this lady that compels hot yandere women to take care of her, and can I have some of it? Your maid leans in a little closer. You feel the fullness of her breasts against your back. Where, there again? Sorry, my mind just... Every time I read that, I'm like, oh, feel the warmth of her body. And then there's the soft brush of her digits. Her fingertips part your hair, which falls down your neck, about your shoulders. Somebody said Doobie the faint tremble was 10 out of 10.
Thank you, I locked in.
She brushes your curls to one side to better expose your nape. Then she dips her head and presses her lips to your neck in a tender kiss. Oh, wow. You hold your maid's words inside your heart as the hours elapse. As the as the sun sets in the wait, whoa, sorry. I think a lot's going on. Titties were on my back. Doobie locked in on the yandere. We got a kiss on the neck. I'm processing a lot right now. That was, wow. Like, this maid is, wow. I think we're gonna fuck the maid. I
hope so.
You hold your maid's words inside your heart as the hours of the little tremble you just did. Venom is immersed. Venom's getting distracted. Guys, I'm trying to co-host with Doobie, and Doobie's locking in. Come on, guys. You would get distracted too if you were up here. You hold your maid's words inside your heart as the hours elapse, as the sun in the sky, once so round and full and yellow, slowly begins to sink beneath the horizon. Your maid keeps you company in your bedroom for most of the day, as she often does, and she has for the last fortnight ever since you fell ill. Whenever you find yourself fretting, thinking of your future, you remind yourself of your maid's earlier words. She said there was no need to fret. She told you leave everything to her. She promised that everything would be all right, and you have no reason to disbelieve her. Your maid has never lied to you before, after all. Why would she begin now? You turn your thoughts away from your parents and from Lord Worthing. Let me just turn this down just a little bit more, just to make sure. And from Lord Worthing, and from your impending wedding. And you focus on the simpler things in life. The light, irreverent, frothy things. Sweet and silken like the cream in your coffee. That just made me want coffee. You think of how pretty your hair is, now that your maid has styled it so neatly. and you think of how pleasant it is to observe the sun slowly sinking from beyond your window. You think of how you love it when your maid smiles, and how you love it all more when she laughs. And you think on how she almost certainly let you win that game of whist, though perhaps you oughtn't to comment upon it. Thank you for the lurk. Who just lurked? Let me thank you by name. Thank you for the lurk, Fern. Hope you have a good lurk. She is your maid, after all. It is her job to make you happy. If she lets you win in card games, she is only doing her job. Though this does rankle. You cannot help but wonder, as you fan your aces and your queens and your kings along across your silken sheets, whether your maid would be so content to lose to you, where you have similar social status. There is something affected about the way the maid gasps when, for the third time in a row, she finds herself bested. Something which rings hollow in the way she widens her eyes. She's putting it on. You know that well. This is a one-woman play. A performance that Maid has perfected for your sake. She knows her role well, and she acts it with finesse. So much so, you almost wonder whether you oughtn't to present her with a bouquet of flowers for her efforts. But part of you wishes that she would not defer to you so. If your maid cares for you as much as she claims, why can't she not be honest with you? If you were both maids, sitting together in the subterranean kitchens, you doubt the maid would be so precious about the way she plays her cards. She would not make such a production, either, over your victories. Victories which you rather fancy are not hard-earned. You know she's trying to bolster your ego, but you wish she wouldn't. It creates a curious distance between the pair of you. A distance which itches, like a parade of ants across your skin. Enough, you want to tell her, is enough. If you are really my friend, why don't you act like it? Why can't you let me lose for once? We both know you're better at card games than I am. You're much more cunning. What is the point in all this deception? I thought that you, at least, could be honest with me. You long to tell her this, and more. But the words, as always, do not come. Like a mercury trapped inside a glass thermometer, your words cannot escape. They have nowhere to go. You swallow them instead, and you smile at your maid. You wish her better luck next time, and she loses for the third time in a row. Though you know, she's lost on purpose. She did it to make you happy. Yet her losses only make you feel the distance between you and her so keenly. Dark, ugly thoughts begin to fill your head, just like storm clouds. But the moon's rays fill your room with a gentle light, and it scatters your ungrateful, indignant musings before they have a chance to sour. You should not be cruel to your maid, you chastise yourself, with an admonishing pinch to the inside of your thigh. She is your only ally in this world of wolves, the only one who does not wish to devour you. Well, I don't know about that. Without her, you would be all alone. You repeat this to yourself like a mantra as your maid announces the end of your card games. It is late, she says. It is time to sleep. You must go to bed. There will be ample opportunities for merriment come the morn.
Now, let me prepare you for bed.
Your maid says, her voice playfully sing-song.
Which nightgown would you like to wear tonight, milady? You've so many lovely pieces in your wardrobe. You're rather spoiled for choice. There's the pale green poplin, the sheer cream silk. Though, I'm rather fond of the pale pink muslin. I think it suits you perfectly. Oh.
The maid exclaims, giving the gowns in your wardrobe.
When I look at all of your lovely clothes, hung up like this, It does make me feel somewhat jealous. I know it's not a becoming emotion for a maid such as myself. And yet,
The maid's voice trails off, and somewhat abashed, she smiles.
well, never mind. Let's get you dressed, shall we?
She speaks lightly, yet she cannot fully mask the envy which pulsated beneath her words. Her jealousy infests her, just like termites teeming within the walls of a house. Her face practically pulsates from it, seeming to expand, but you do not mind that. You are glad that your maid trusts you enough to show these ugly emotions of hers. This writing is about to... Oh, wow.
They're both kind of toxic, low key. Low key.
Was that a toxic sentence? Because I love
Well,
that.
it is a good
I totally
sentence.
relate to
but-
that. I totally relate to that. Oh my
I think
god.
it's like the thing. It's not this line specifically, but it's a lot of her lines about this maid are very
Yeah, that's true.
objectifying and very toxic. And I think like this in the context of that makes it like, ooh, they're both pretty.
Yeah, it is.
They're
It
both
is
kinda-
puzzling. They're both.
Yeah.
I mean, it also is just the fact that there's such a tense power dynamic. You know, like there's no way for whatever's going on here not to be a little bit toxic. Unfortunately, I think
Yeah, for sure. But this maid is like,
this maid.
think
I
she's-
don't know her motives.
sorry, not
actually.
this maid. The lady is very she's very possessive, like very, very, very possessive and very
I didn't clock
It's
that.
like-
Wait, where did you clock the possessiveness of the lady? I know there was definitely like
Oh.
longing and yearning, but it doesn't seem like there's really any competition.
Well, yeah, there's not competition, but it's the way where it's like, you know, this maid is like the only person I have in the world. I wanted her, you know, I needed to make her mine.
Ah.
I needed my parents to make her mine. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
I like the way she gets jealous of all the rich things I have. I like this darker side of her. I like that I'm the only person who gets to see it, you know. She's I think they're both possessive of each other. It kind of feels, I wouldn't say that the lady is like quite yandere, but it almost feels like, you know, they're both like obsessed with each other. It's been,
Chat,
you know.
chat. This just made me realize so many things. Oh my god, chat.
So, I'm sorry.
This just made me realize so many things. I literally just feel like I got secondhand like psychoanalysis from so many of
Oh
my
my god, I'm so
codependent
sorry.
lesbian situationships in the past. Oh my god.
I'm sorry if I awakened something.
Because I literally was like, wait, that's possessive? And then you start listening and I was like, oh my god. I was like, wait, I do that and people do that with me and I love when people do that with me. And I was like, wait, maybe that's where the toxicness starts. I'm like, I
think
literally
it's
am
like-
like, oh my god, that's toxic?
It's not, that isn't toxic in and of itself if both parties are like cool with it, you know? It's the fact that there's like a power dynamic and it's
Yeah.
the fact that she's like her maid and it's the fact that she's like, it's specifically like, I like that she's jealous of the things I have.
Wow.
That is like, that to me reads as toxic because it's like, you know, if I was dating someone who was in like a financially better position than me,
Well, yeah,
and they
that
were
is
like,
quite, that is,
you know,
yeah, that
yeah.
line in particular was quite odd, but I love the line. I mean, I in general love media where, I guess the love gets to be ugly. Like, I love, like, Bones and All is one of my favorite movies of all time. And then there was this one show on Netflix, I think it's literally just called Beef. And I loved, I love that so much. I love portrayals of love that are like, seeing the ugliest parts of each other and then choosing to continue to love each other anyway, and not in spite of the ugly parts, but fully knowing and seeing those ugly parts and loving those too. And
I think
this whole line here, you're glad that you're Glade? Random sponsorship, my bad. You're glad that your maid trusts you enough to show these ugly emotions of hers. I love portrayals of love like that, where it's like, yeah, this is an emotion that you typically should keep to yourself, and you're showing it to me, and I love that part of you too.
I think like what I like about this couple is like they're clearly matching each other's freak. Like I think if it was like one party acting this way and the other person was like not nearly as possessive, this would be like but they're both like they both think sort of the same thing about each other, and like even though it's like a little bit outside of the norms, so far it seems to be kind of working. If the maid is drugging us, I might rescind that, but
I don't know
speaking,
if I will.
Okay,
Okay,
fair enough.
I get what Ben is saying, but I gotta agree with Doobie. The situation is pretty toxic. Oh yeah, no doubt. This is
Yeah.
definitely toxic. But I think some of the nuances and why it's toxic are things that I've never like clocked before. Like if you were to ask me before this conversation why it's toxic, I would say, oh, probably because I would probably say something really simple like, oh, it's a maid and the woman she's serving who's in a significantly better financial situation than her, and also the maid might be drugging her. But I probably wouldn't have clocked all these different nuances of it. I think sometimes that's also the thing that's a little bit hard with autism is like, it's hard to tell what is harmless and like what is toxic, especially if it's something that somebody doesn't mean to do or something that I don't mean to do. Because it's, I guess sometimes I have a hard time just like, I don't know, like clocking those little nuances that you guys are clocking. And so when you guys started saying it out loud, I was like, oh, I'm learning.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think what I like about a lot of visual novels, but I think this one does particularly well, is like if you take what the narrator says sort of at like let me get a hydrate, thank you.
Oh, I didn't even think you were gonna hear that. I was gonna let you just ramble.
No, it's good. No, but I think like it's what I think visual novels can do, and this one is doing really well, is like if you take what the narrator, which is the female protagonist, if you take what they say at like face value, it's very much like, oh, this maid is like the evident yandere, and this is but if you're actually like reading in between the lines, you can see that this lady also has like a lot of the same tendencies, and sort of like the way in which she talks and describes things, I think gives away a lot of her character without like because it's really evident to see where the maid is fucked up and how everything is described, because it's like immediately you clock it because it's somebody else describing and telling you what this maid is like. But when you're reading in between the lines, you can tell that like, oh, I think this narrator is also a bit like fucked up. And I think it's one of my favorite tropes in writing. And when I write, not ASMR, but when I write like stuff from like when I write, I want to be an author, so when I write stuff for my book, I've got a very unreliable name.
Oh,
yeah.
exciting.
So this is like, I love this from a writing perspective, because I'm like, I'm picking this up. I'm glad I spent a disgusting amount of time writing, because I can.
I love that. I quite love that. So I guess my question after that is possessiveness inherently toxic? Is that like a toxic thing?
It depends on like, it depends on consent and communication between both parties. I think like it also depends on like external circumstances. Like I think the thing is, the reason I think they're both toxic for each other is neither one of them has communicated what they've wanted this like entire time, and I think that's pretty easy to forget. Like they're both matching each other's freak, but they don't know that they're matching each other's freak because they're not being open. So in that regard, it is toxic, even if they both might end up fine with it in the end. But I think like, a lot of partners enjoy being possessive and enjoy being clingy and enjoy, a lot of people like jealousy stuff, like maybe not to an extreme extent, but a lot of people like that. I think as long as like both partners are communicating and it's both still fun and they're like,
and they're on the same page about it.
Yeah, exactly. If you're both like, if you both are possessive and you're like, yeah, I'm cool with this, I like that you do this, I don't think that's toxic. I think what makes this specifically toxic is that these guys are not talking about it and they're just doing it to each other. Yeah. So while they are matching each other's freak, it's still pretty unhealthy.
Yeah, and they don't know each other's intentions at all. Well, yeah, because I have no idea what this maid's intentions are at all. I can't figure out if this maid is in love with us or wants to be us or wants to kill us or just wants to own us. It's quite confusing.
Yeah, and I think I agree with chat. Like when possessiveness becomes controlling and it's like you're breaking each other's boundaries. That's kind of when it's like you have to be very, if you want to do possession stuff, you should I think both parties should be very clear on like what lines they're okay with some feedback and where they're not. And also too, like I think in this instance, like this Maid, like Zentar said, this goes beyond just possessiveness because as well, like there might be drug play. Sorry, she might be drugging her. I don't know why I said drug play. She might be
like, I don't think this is drug play. This is drug real life.
Sorry, this is drug real life. I'm thinking in terms of like tags. No, this is drugging. So it's like, this is very much like beyond just being possessive. But in terms of like the narrator, I think what I said like applies as well,
Wow. Chat, I was not expecting to all of a sudden think really deeply. Thank you, Doobie. I quite like this with you. Also, I love in general when you're on stream and you sort of have these moments where you get to go on a tangent. I love when you go on tangents. They're always so interesting.
No, I go to uni when I'm not doing content creation, and I'm so an English student, and like every time they ask me about something, I will just go on like such a tangent. But people seem to like it, so it's not that bad. But it's like,
yeah, I mean, you say good things. If it was a long-winded tangent, people would know it was a long-winded tangent that had no purpose if people didn't like it. The fact people like it shows that.
Cheer 500. Thank you, Professor Doobie.
You're tipping me, not Doobie.
No, we take it. We take it.
Actually, why don't I? You know what, guys? Let me. Fuck. What's your like link? Like where all your links are? Let me.
Oh, my card.
Pin that in the. Yeah. Let's get your card pinned in the chat.
I appreciate that, but I'm happy if it goes to see the bits fund more Yuri lunches, which fund more philosophical debates. You see,
that is true. But yeah, I just want to make sure people can find you after this, especially if you decide to make an F for F channel after this.
Yes, real. I've been like talking about it for like a year. I think I'm just
I think I remember hearing you talk about it like maybe a year. How long I haven't known you for a year, I don't think. Yeah. But I have known you quite a while, haven't I?
I was gonna do it, but then what got me scared was like another creator friend of mine. They had a second channel.
Yeah.
And like then their main channel got terminated. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know if financially I can take that at the minute. Yeah. So that's why I didn't do it.
I think I remember you saying that. Well, the thing is, the channels, doing 2 channels is perfectly fine. I think where it starts to get flagged is if you either break the TOS on one of those channels, or if you're just reposting the same video and only changing the pronouns, because then it gets clocked as like, oh, you're re-uploading content. So it would have to be content that's changed significantly enough that the AI doesn't think you're just reposting.
Okay, got it. All right.
Because when I used to do F or M forever ago, every time I mention that, everybody's like, "You used to do F or M," and I'm like, "Yeah, I used to think I was bisexual."
Fair enough.
When I did the F or M channel, it got taken down because I broke TOS. Because I did like ear licking, so I actually had no problem with. I actually did do the same audios, but changed them enough that it was still a little bit unique. But what actually got me taken out was because I did an ear licking audio, and I didn't know that was against TOS.
I didn't know that was against TOS either.
It is severely against TOS. Severely.
Oh,
yeah. You'll get
interesting.
yeeted.
That's really interesting because I guess I haven't done that on my ASMR channel. I think I've done it on Patreon, but. Yeah, that's good to know.
There's a few things that can get you clocked. It's ear licking, of course. If you kiss a little bit too much, I mean, kisses are fine actually, but if you moan in between or breathe a lot in between, sometimes the AI triggers. But most of all, if you're doing an audio where you promote a Patreon, that automatically flags it as demonetized most of the time. And then if it's an audio that flags a Patreon and you're doing a lot of kissing noises in the audio, sometimes that can flag it completely where they take your video down and are like, all right, you're promoting actually, sexual content.
I think the Patreon only applies if you're promoting an NSFW Patreon. If you're
most of the time, yes, but some creators have had their videos demonetized and they have safer work Patreons.
Oh really? I've been putting check out my Patreon at the start of my videos for like a year. But that's good to know.
Maybe the AI just you're on the good side of the AI deities.
For now, I mean, I don't want to jinx it. I feel like I'm playing with fire all the time. But
yeah, I wish it was more predictable. Honestly.
Yeah, me too. Because it's like it's so wishy-washy. And it's like, oh, did you hear about sorry, last tangent before we get back to the thing. Did you hear about the like AI rollout on shorts that they just did?
Yes. Like what the hell was that? I feel like we're hosting a podcast now.
Yeah, this really has become a whole ass podcast.
Oh, but
like,
yeah, I heard about that, and I originally thought that they were gonna crack down on that AI shit. And it seemed like they were rolling out some stuff to crack down on it. And now all of a sudden they're rolling out endorsement of AI shorts, because it was like there was an issue with all the AI shorts that people were making like several $1,000s on just basically AI shorts or reposts with AI voiceovers or shit like that. But now all of a sudden they're like, you know what? Actually, why don't you guys make AI shorts? Sure.
You know what I think it is? I think you can't monetize the AI shorts, but they get YouTube a lot of views. So if you post AI and you get a lot of views, YouTube's going to be making all the money that comes from the views, not you. So that's why they're probably pushing out the AI. That's
so
my
they
guess.
They want you to make money for them, basically, and
Yeah,
not
they want
get paid.
you to make it so they can get money and you can just get views and not get any benefits from it.
Guys, what the hell is going on with the internet? Like, I know that we've had a lot of crazy phases of the internet that were just insufferable, but I got to experience the internet back when it was really the Wild West, and you could just be like a kid and all of a sudden a gore video sent to you, or like something else. I'm not even gonna say the things that could be sent to you, and that was a really scary time to be on the internet, especially as a kid. But I have to say, as somebody who went through that time on the internet, I think this time on the internet is the worst time on the internet. I think it really is. It's so fucking boring, and everything needs to be monetized, but everything that's monetized needs to be sanitized as well. It's so fucking boring on the internet right now, and insufferable. The fact that rage bait has become the just go-to tactic for everyone, it's so annoying. Like, God, Can we go back to just like making videos because we like making them, and just like people having a good time? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's people do, I think because like I think the biggest change is like for most people YouTube or content creation or Twitch was never going to be viable as a job, and it was only after like those early pioneers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Smosh, all those people started making like real money that everyone was like, oh shit, here's a way to make money where I don't have to do traditional work.
Yeah,
I'm going to do anything it takes.
Yeah,
it's great for a lot of people, but it also means like
now it's become like a job instead of a passion project.
Yeah, like on one side there are people who I'm drawn to content creation because I've got a myriad of health and mental health issues.
Same.
I don't think I could hold down a regular job.
Same.
So I'm
I've
attracted
tried.
to content creation. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's so hard. Like I struggle with just uni and like school. I don't know what's going to happen if I have to get like a regular job. And I think for like people like us, this is like a really great and amazing thing that we have the opportunity to try and make something of. But on the other side, there are some absolutely like atrocious people who are willing to say anything and do anything as long as it gets them a paycheck.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think because this is viable, we're gonna get both sides on the fucking spectrum, and it's just sad.
It is quite sad, and it is quite sad because unfortunately it seems like those people are the ones who tend to get the most attention because they know how to get the attention, and they're just so fucking annoying. My God.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
But your VAs play Yuri games.
Yeah, guys. Isn't this a great visual novel tension?
Hope you guys enjoyed hope you guys enjoyed the podcast break.
Introspective yap.
Dang, and it really just started because I was like, wait, that really made me think. That was a good tangent. You're glad that your maid trusts you enough to show these ugly emotions of hers. You're glad she trusts you enough to be envious. It is almost enough to make up for all the games of whist which she willingly loses. Almost, but not quite. Your maid helps you with your night clothes. You are so weak you can scarce manage your buttons on your own. And then she lays you down. Gently, she runs her fingers through your hair, her touch reassuringly cool against your flushed, feverish brow. She dips her head and, smiling, she skins her lips against your forehead.
It'll be all right, milady,
she tells you, in a voice so gentle it can make the angels themselves weep.
You'll be all right. Promise.
She soothes you to sleep thus, with talks of paradise on earth, of promises that you never need suffer again, so long as you stay by her side. She's so cute.
She is cute. She's a cutie, but she's also a psycho.
Just how I like them. And as your
Really?
eyelids fall shut, you find yourself believing her. Your indignation over these false games of whist soon scatter. Like leaves on the trees come the advent of winter. You begin to doze and to dream, and as sleep captures you, you even begin to wonder why you were so upset to begin with. Why does it matter if your maid lets you win against her during whist? She only does it because she cares. Your maid's caring is apparent upon her face, written in every single furrow upon her brow, and inside every single shadow. You see the depths of your maid's affection in the person the following morn, when she enters your chamber to wake you. You sip at your tea, as per the custom, though the tea has not been wholly agreeable as of late. There's an unpleasant earthy taste to it, accompanied by a peculiar bitterness which lingers on your tongue long after swallowing. This must be the strange herbs your maid has been buying from Dr. Godwin. You could not say you like them very much, but perhaps it is an acquired taste. You force yourself to swallow, in any case, not wanting to displease your maid. Crazy line. Even if part of you wonders whether your roles had not become curiously reversed. Surely you, as a young lady, should not care so much about a maid's feelings. You know, if your parents were aware of your feelings, they would castigate you for them. But your parents have never bothered to trouble themselves with you more than is strictly necessary. Perhaps you are unduly paranoid, worrying about what they might think. When have they ever spared you any consideration? Your condition has been deteriorating by the day, yet still they do not bother to check on you. You cannot remember the last time you even spoke to your mother. Is it any wonder, then, you return to your maid for comfort? She is no doctor, but at least she's trying to help you. With her herbal teas and the cool flannel she uses to wipe your fevered brow. Your maid has always been good to you. But she seems to be in something of a curious mood this morning. She paces back and forth in your bedchamber, looking rather like a caged animal. Her arms are held stiffly at her sides, just like a soldier's, and her fingers are tightly clenched with such force her fingernails scrape against the tender insides of her palms. She wanders to and fro, the hem of her dark, severe dress wishing about her ankles, and as she paces, she hisses under her breath. Though she is speaking softly, the sound is harsh, the verbal equivalent of a scouring brush. You set your cup of tea to one side, back on its patterned saucer, once you have drained it. Then you sit up a little straighter in your bed and crane your neck, trying to listen. You look at your maid askance, and as you do, you think you catch a fragment of her dark and unruly mutterings.
How could she?
Your maid hisses, wearing a hole in the carpet with her continued pacing.
How could she? How could she?
Your maid inhales. There's an uncomfortable pause, and then...
That bitch! When I see her again, I'll gouge her eyes out! I'll bash her goddamn head in! That rancid, evil, heartless bitch!
I'm sorry, I would fold, chat. I would fold. I would instantly
real.
fold. You're about to gouge someone's eyes out for me? That's a crazy thing for
Real?
me to say out loud, too. I think I need to unpack a lot. You stare at your maid mutely, wide-eyed, not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do. You do not know what a bitch is beyond a sorry. You do not
Real,
know.
I guess.
You do not know what a bitch is beyond a female dog, yet you get the distinct feeling that is not what your maid is talking about. Nobody could ever accuse you, after all, of being unintelligent, nor unobservant. You know that something is seriously wrong, but you know not what that something is. Your maid is angrier than you could have known anybody to be before, angrier than you've known anyone could be. You survey her from the safety of your bed, Percy by your side, and you shiver. Though your maid is not entirely devoid of awareness. She notices, after a pause, how you shrink away from her, and her expression softens. 1 second, I just realized my lights are off in my room. I'm literally streaming from a dark room.
Oh my god, Ria. I don't have the lights on either, but I'm not turning mine on.
I'm turning mine on because I need to make sure I save this for when I need melatonin. 1 second.
Oh, fair. Real. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Knight. She definitely just got married to the Lord. It's definitely where this is going.
Wakey, wakey, time for school.
Time for school!
Alright, hi guys.
Wakey, wakey.
Everything fell. Is my mic still okay? Did it get staticky when everything fell when I stood up? All the wires tangled in themselves. Okay, let's see. Maid said no, baby. I'm gonna kill everybody else except you. Don't be scared. See, and that's what I mean.
Yeah, real.
She notices, after a pause, how you shrink away from her, and her expression softens. She turns to you, her expression merely gentle, though even behind that you can sense how her displeasure is turning, as she says,
I do beg your pardon, milady. I apologize if I made you uncomfortable.
she did make you feel uncomfortable. But you tell her not to mind it, that it doesn't matter. This is what you tell everybody if they make you uneasy. Not that people often ask. They never seem much to care about your opinion, which is why you always say that you don't mind. You know that this way it would hurt less when you inevitably discover that they do not mind if you mind, that they do not care. It is better to feign that you do not mind and be upfront with your feelings, especially when you know that you will be greeted with apathy both ways. This is how you've been raised. It's what you've come to know, but something doesn't sit quite right about all of this. You cannot help but feel that you shouldn't lie to your maid like this, not about your feelings. You shouldn't need to. Then audio getting worse? No! Alright, well thank you for letting me know.
Does your OBS have noise suppression?
Let's see. Maybe it is one of these filters. Perhaps it is the noise suppression.
Yeah.
Okay, chat, did anything get better just now when I turned off noise suppression?
I think you got a lot.
Way worse? Worse. Yeah. A lot worse. Okay, cool. We're gonna
Maybe you need to turn up the noise suppression.
Maybe. I'm not sure what on earth it's picking up. That's the thing that's confusing to me.
What mic do
Static.
you use?
I have a Bluebird, and then I use a Focusrite audio interface.
Do you use any like software suppression?
No.
Oh, okay, wait. Maybe not for this stream, but I know someone who has like a filter program because to help with my noise suppression, I use Motive Mix, but that's specifically for like the Shure microphone. But it does like a cutout for me, so it might be, if it's a noise suppression issue, it might be that. It might also be your wires as well.
Alright, I'm back, chat.
Okay,
Let's see.
welcome back.
Is this any better? I'm honestly just pressing buttons on the mic now. Is this any better? I think this just took off my low pass. I think that's all it just did. Dang, what happened? I think it's when everything fell. Probably put stress on the wire. A bit better? Okay. Okay, so this is going to be a lot quieter, but out of curiosity, is this any better? Or should I turn it back to the other setting that was right before this? Hello? Oh, there we go.
Hello?
Sorry, I didn't see my Fuji moving, so I was like, it's even picking up my audio. That's awful. Okay, I will turn that one off and leave the one that turns off the low pass on. Be very quiet. Okay. Pilot Venom. Oh yeah. And then I'll try to get some distance from my PC and everything again. Let me maybe unplug this controller. Maybe it's interfering. That's good. Okay, great. All right. Everybody else agree that this is good? Is this a good audio we have right now? Sorry for the scuff. I should meet with I'm supposed to be meeting with some tech support next week, and hopefully we'll be figuring that out.
Oh, good. Yippee.
But your maid seems reassured by your words nonetheless. She seems not to realize that you are not telling the truth, or if she does not upbraid you. Instead, she smiles and she says,
Thank you, milady. I knew I could count on you to be understanding. You've always been so good and gracious. Not like your fucking ugly bitch hag of a mother.
Real.
wow,
Yeah.
your maid's short, sharp words take you by surprise once more, and again you blink. You look at her wide eyes and ask, your voice trembling, what happened? What did your mother do?
She did nothing. That's the worst thing about all of this. I tried to tell her earlier, when I paused by the parlor, that you did not wish to marry Lord Worthing, that you were having second thoughts about the whole business, but she didn't listen. She ordered me to be silent. She said she didn't want to hear my opinion matter. Yes, that's what she called it. She said it was a matter.
Your maid says, spitting vinegar.
As though your future was nothing more trifling than a bill from the haberdashers. She didn't care tuppence what I had to say. She didn't seem to care about you either. She completely ignored me, as though I have not been with you for years. I've always thought that your mother is a selfish harridan, but to dismiss me so thoroughly. I was so upset I saw red. I've half a mind to pick up the poker from the fireplace and...
Wow. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I am starting to get a little bit scared, chat. I think I have actually begun to get a little bit scared.
She's a little freaky, but not in a fun way.
You imagine that your maid means to go on, working herself up into a lather, but here she pauses. She catches your eye and perhaps sees how uneasy her bluster has made you. You cannot read your maid's mind, so you are not sure what entirely she is thinking.
My poor mistress. I'm so sorry. I keep carrying on like this. You needn't hear this. It's not like you've done anything wrong.
But you are certain that your maid is thinking of you. That is why she is so upset. She is doing this for your benefit, working herself up into a fury over your own inevitable fate. She knows that you do not want to marry, though you have been unable to express as much. You are always taught that women are like small children, to be seen and not heard. But you have never had a voice, and often you feel like you might as well not have a visage at all. Nobody seems to care overly much about you. Not your parents, not Lord Worthing, but your maid does. She is here, at least, where all others have failed you, and she cares. You do not even need to tell her how you feel, because she seems to divine your mood regardless. She can tell what weighs upon your mind, and she now takes steps to rectify it. She sits upon your bed, the mattress sinking beneath her weight, and she reaches to take your hands, squeezing them gently, so you sigh. She smiles, then says,
Well, it's all right. I'll try to fix things for you. I'll sort it all out, milady, as I've always done. I was born to serve you, milady, and I'll see to it that no awful men will ever be able to bother you again. I promise.
Your maid leans in and brushes a few strands of your fair hair to one side. Then, very gently, she kisses your forehead, skimming her lips against your feverish skin, so you shiver. She draws back, her eyes full and dark, heavy with some intense emotion that you can't quite place. But then she glances away, and the spell is broken. No longer do you try to perceive what she is saying. It no longer signifies. She smiles, then says,
No, let us speak of lighter things. You look a bit peaky, so perhaps we can't go outside. But would you like to play whist? I'm going to do my best today, I swear it. I won't let you beat me again.
Now that is a rather funny thing for your maid to say. You know that she could best you in whist easily, if she so desired. She only lets you win because she thinks that is what you want, because she feels sorry for you, sitting in your room day after day, with nothing else to occupy yourself. She lets you win as an act of mercy, just as one might put a dying dog out of its misery. She lets you win in the hopes it will sweeten your lot in life, a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. But you are no idiot, even if you are meek and mild-mannered, and you know that your maid is lying during your games of whist. Your victories have all been built on falsehoods. You wish that you could trust your maid, and indeed, you trust her more than anybody else you know. That is not saying much, really, when you know precious few people. Your world is hopelessly small. It is just you, and your parents, and your maid, and Lord Worthing, though he hardly features. You do not have any friends. Wild, raucous Elizabeth. Wild Elizabeth doesn't count.
Crazy thing to say about your friend.
Well, I guess the friend doesn't count, so...
Yeah, I guess not.
You do not have any allies, and then her eyes went crazy again. Her eyes went a little crazy again. Oh no.
Oh my god, it's going a little feral.
You only have your maid. If you cannot trust her, there is nobody you can turn to. And this thought makes you shudder. Your heart clenches inside your breast, as though it has been caught in a cage of thorns. You wish you had not thought of that, but now it has occurred to you. You cannot unthink it. You try not to dwell upon your own hopelessness. But you do wonder, from time to time, whether you rely upon your maid much more than she relies upon you. You are drifting, lost amidst that sweet oblivion of sleep. Your game of whist with your maid proceeded as it always does, with your overwhelming a little too obvious victory, which left you feeling unsatisfied as always. You passed your idle hours as best you could, either talking to your maid or flipping through the pages of a book, yet you could not forget your maid's faux surprise when she let you win at whist once again. You know she does it for your sake, but you wish she would not bother. Her exclamations of surprise all ring hollow. They do not convince you, and you begin to fear, as the day escapes you, that her smiles will begin to seem similarly unconvincing. What will you do if your mate does not truly love you? This thought plagues you throughout the day, and long into the night. So much you welcome the inevitable oblivion of sleep. Your maid helps you into your nightgown, pale pink this time, like the skin of a ripened peach, and she brushes out your hair as you sit before your vanity. 100 strokes delivered in a precise, pristine manner. She prepares you for bed as she does every night, with the stringent attention of an Egyptian embalmer, as if she means to prepare you for the afterlife. You lie in your bed at your maid's behest, pulling your sheets about you, cool and crisp and white and pure. It just occurred to me that they only have 2 players. You can't play whist with 2 players. I don't even know what whist is. You snuggle against Percy, whose fur is a little matted from old age, who is now missing one eye. You love your natty old teddy bear, of course, no matter how old he might be, no matter how threadbare. He has seen you through many dark, stormy nights, when the thunder cracked out doors like dropped dishes and you feared you would die. He's always been your steadfast, stalwart companion. But you fancy there is something of the grave about your poor, dear Teddy. He feels like a funeral gift, a token which will come to you to the afterlife. You cannot shake the feeling that this may well be your last night of unbroken slumber that you have had in quite some time, that your world will fast alter before your very eyes. But surely you're just being paranoid. Your maid might have been upset earlier, yes, but she's often upset. There's nothing to suggest that today's upset was any greater than the upsets of the past. Nothing to suggest that anything is amiss. You are overthinking things. You always do that. You worry too much, and you've been worrying more than usual lately, because you've been unwell. Your head feels too heavy, as though it's been eaten away by termites. It feels like a hole has been bored into your skull. It aches. And so you sleep. You surrender yourself to dreams, where nothing can hurt you, where nothing can go wrong. You sleep, and you sleep, and you sleep.
Whoa!
That just gave me the chills, I cannot lie. The fact that we can choose to just die here.
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen if we click that.
Probably the... Is there a save feature?
Well, not right now. I can't say. Eventually you awake.
Yeah.
But eventually you awake. It's inevitable
the
that you
glass broke.
would. For nobody can sleep forever. However much you might wish for it. However much you might will it. Wait, so I think maybe this is the thing. When the glass breaks, I think we realize our world has been shattered. I think this is when the world shatters, because last time we did this was when we found out that that nurse was the one breaking our legs. So I think now we find out what's up with the maid. Your eyelids flutter open, inevitably, inexorably. You expect, upon waking, that you'll need to peer through the darkness, swimming through sheets of it, pressing down upon you like fathoms upon fathoms of salty seawater. But to your surprise, you awake as you always have. It is light outside, and the sun streams in through your curtains. The light dapples your pillow and your cheek, gently warming you, in an act of divine benediction. The sunlight is soft and soothing. You lean into it, as a child might seek out their mother's touch. But there is something strange about your bedroom. A cursory glance, however, reveals that your room looks as it always has. The sheets pale blue, your favorite landscapes lining the walls in their ornate frames. Your little vials of perfume are still arranged upon your vanity, and so is your favorite sun hat. Nothing seems out of place, and yet... Did you guys hear the scream? They added a scream sound effect. I don't have a good feeling about this. Faintly,
I think we're cooked.
you hear something. A whistle of wind, perhaps, or... No, is that a scream? You sit upright in your bed, your slender body trembling, your eyes impossibly wide. You glance about, turning your head this way and that, not too sharply, though, else your stomach will turn. You feel sick. You can smell a peculiar aroma, or maybe it would be more correct to call it a stench. You do not yet know it in your innocent ignorance. But girls who have spent their lives working on farms or in fancy kitchens would be able to name that smell in an instant. Oh, I'm getting chills. It is the stench of the slaughterhouse.
We're cooked.
Some great act of violence has been perpetuated downstairs, beneath your very feet. But you are a very well-bred young lady, and you do not know what blood is supposed to smell like. You know blood only when your monthlies arrive, and that blood, dead blood, is not the same as this blood, freshly spilled over the Turkish carpets. Your mind does not know the smell, but your body reacts to it all the same. You wince, winding your arms around your middle. This is worse than the nurse route. It's definitely way more chilling for some reason. It is a warm, sunny morning, but you find yourself shaking regardless. What is going on? You sit there in your bed for what feels like a small eternity, waiting, straining your ears to detect the smallest of sounds, no matter how far away, until, eventually, it comes to you. The repetitive tapping of approaching footsteps. There's somebody down the hallway, coming towards you. Somebody standing by your door. You see the hand twist. Hear the lock click. Your breath catches in your throat. You turn your head, and then...
Milady, it's... oh, it's so good to see you again. Looking at your pretty face makes me feel better. I didn't think there could be any more effective balm for my nerves. Not in all the world.
She's standing there, just as you expected her to be. Just as you were hoping she would be. Your maid has arrived for you, as she does every morning. She is wearing her usual attire, the black gown and the white apron. In one hand she is holding a tray, upon which is laden a teapot and a teacup and a couple of scones. Again, as she does every morning. Your maid has awoken you every morning for almost a decade. This is how it should be. It is how things have always been between you, and how you have always imagined they will be in the future. From now, or so you like to imagine, until the end of the world. This is what you want. But there is something horribly wrong with your maid. Her white apron isn't as spotless as it usually is. It is spattered instead in gobbets of bright red, and so are her hands, so are her cheeks. You suck in a breath on seeing her. What little color you have voids in your face, and your maid, seeing this, winces. She approaches your bedside. You cannot help to shrink away from her, and says,
I'm sorry.
It's all right, milady. I know my current appearance might be alarming, but you don't need to worry about me. None of the blood is mine.
So, it is blood. You thought as much. You might not recognize its scent, not from a distance, but you are not so very sheltered that you do not know what blood looks like. It streaks across your maid's cheeks like Celtic war paint of old, as if she is Boudica, come to drive the Romans out of Britain. Her hands, meanwhile, are slick and wet with the stuff. Such a deep, rich red, it looks as though she's wearing gloves. Bright red smears the delicate tea tray in her hands, and mixes with the scent of your tea, so your stomach turns. This shouldn't be happening, but...
Shh, shh, shh.
Your maid says, as if she's soothing a baby, but you haven't said anything yet.
Wait, hold on. The static when I'm talking?
Oh, static when Doobie's talking? Okay, so this definitely has to be an OBS issue then, because Doobie sounds perfectly fine to me. What the hell is going on with OBS? What the heck?
Do you have it set to the right mic output?
Yeah, I do. Or let me double check that. Yeah, it is.
Huh.
It went away now, actually. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
It's
It's really weird.
Huh, this is so odd. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk
Yeah.
to tech support.
Yeah.
Your line
You
is, it's
sound-
alright, my lady.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's all right, my lady. Everything will be fine. You've been taught a lot, I know, but you don't need to worry about that for now. I fixed it all for you. I fixed everything. Everything will be all right. It's all fine.
Your maid repeats these pretty little faces like a broken autumn baton. Her mouth snapping open and closed as she sets the tray on your bedside table. Sets it down with a clink, just like always. She's acting as she always does in the mornings, performing a pantomime of your shared routine, but there's a stiffness to her shoulders, an awkwardness in the way she moves. She doesn't even sound remotely convincing. You look at her with anxious eyes, feeling like a small rabbit, one which has been cornered by a hungry fox. You swallow, your throat shifting. Then, very quietly, you ask her what happened. What did she do?
It is unfortunate.
Your maid says, after a pregnant pause, which suggests it's really anything but.
But your mother refused to listen to me. She was being rather recalcitrant, actually. I told her once again that you had no interest in Lord Worthing, yet she ignored my pleas on your behalf. She is being quite cold, actually. Positively frigid. Why, talking to her was like trying to argue with a glacier. That's how receptive she was. She was aloof. I knew my words could never reach her. I'm not sure why I bothered, really. I knew from the beginning it was all useless. But still, I wanted to believe. I tried to tell her how you felt, but it was all in vain. I tried my best.
Here, your maid's voice trails off. She inhales sharply, her pupils seeming to shrink inside her head. 2 pinpricks of color drifting in a sea of milky white. Her fingers curl at her chest, scrabbling as if she means to dig into her own skin, to tear out her own beating heart. She winces and then,
But what good is trying if it doesn't yield results? I knew it was a pointless endeavor from the beginning. Who would ever listen to a maid like me? I doubt the Lord and Lady know me from Eve. I've been working my fingers to the bone for them for years, ever since I was a child. Ever since my 12th birthday, and for what? I might be your lady's maid, but the lords and ladies of this world, they can't distinguish me from urchins who work in the kitchen. I am nothing to them. I am less than nothing to them. They did not care what I had to say. Seemed offended, in fact, that I dared say anything to do with them at all. They wouldn't listen to me. So I had to make them listen. I had no other choice.
you look at your maid mutely for a few moments. Watch her rock back and forth, her arms twined about her middle as if for protection, but what does she have to protect herself from? Surely she has taken care of any potential threats already. If anything, your parents are the ones who ought to have protected themselves from her. She might be a maid, but she is no mere maid. Her cheeks and fingers are not stained with coal from the scullery, or ashes from the fireplace, but with something far more vivid, much more viscous. You know what this is, of course. You can smell it in the air. Rich and thick, So intense your nostrils twitch from it. You know what your mate has done. But stupidly, foolishly, you still ask her what she did. How did she make your parents listen to her?
I made them listen.
Your mate says, her voice scattershot and a little distracted.
The only way I knew how. The only way animals can be made to listen. I already told you, my lady, that your parents are not half so genteel as they like to imagine them. Though they wear fine clothes, and they all have these airs and graces, they are nothing more than beasts. They are foul, filthy, unrepentant animals.
Your mate spits, her eyes narrowed with hatred, her words dripping with vitriol.
And everybody knows you can't reason with beasts. It isn't possible. They don't understand words. So I had to use violence instead. I'm not proud of it.
Your mate continues, seeing the way you tense.
But some sacrifices have to be made. I did it for your sake, you know.
Your mate continues, her voice soft and gentle, but deceptively so. In the past, your mate's caring tones used to reassure you. Now, however, they leave you feeling cold, uncomfortably chilled to the very marrow of your bones. I did it for your sake, your mate said, as though this was something you had asked for, as though this was something you wanted. I did it for your sake, she said, her face mottled with bloody freckles, her once white apron stained with gore. I did it for your sake, she undoubtedly told herself as she thrust the blade of the knife forth. If indeed she used a knife, she rent skin from bone, slicing flesh up like raw meat. She killed people. She killed people. She killed your parents. She killed little Lord Worthing, too, though you cannot help but think he, at least, had it coming. And she doesn't even look remotely sorry. She doesn't even look shaken. Does she not care about what she's done, or does she simply care for you more? You find yourself shivering, despite the sheets which are draped about you. With uneasy eyes, you examine your maid, who seems to misunderstand your unease. She takes a seat upon the side of your bed. You try not to wince as she smears blood all over your sheets. And then she cups your cheeks with both hands. She looks into your eyes, her pupils dilating. They no longer look like pinpricks, and she says,
Are you all right, milady? You're trembling so much. You aren't cold, are you?
cold? You look at your maid mutely, momentarily dumbfounded. Does she truly believe that you tremble from the cold? How could that be when you are still swaddled beneath your sheets? It is a warm sunny day, and the birds are chirping outside upon the boughs. The leaves green and verdant beneath the sunshine. That is not sound effects, that is my alarm. Just a second.
Real.
Oh, my PC's hot. Now that's sound effects. The summer is coming. The weather is fair, and there is no need for you to shake so. The sunlight which graces your exposed gentle shoulders is gentle, like the embrace of a lover. The maid's touch, meanwhile, makes your stomach churn. Your fingers are slick and sticky with blood. There is so So much of it, it has begun to turn black. The blood, not her blood, as she was quick to reassure you, was coagulated on her fingers so it feels almost thick. Sticky, like tar, or like a treacle. The blood, your parents' blood, stains your bed sheets. It stains your cheeks. The smell of it is overpowering, rich and coppery like old pennies, and it makes your stomach twist. You stare at your maid, your stomach twisting into knots. You wish that you could blink and all this would disappear. That her hands would be wiped clean from blood, and all would be well. But you know things can never be well again. She has already killed 3 people without flinching. Perhaps more. But who's to say what she might do next? You're always so close, you and your maid, and yet the longer you stare at her, the more you find you no longer know her. You knew she had passions, of course. Some of the things she said about your parents were decidedly unchristian, but never did you think she would go this far. Never did you think she had such violence within her, coiled within her like the dark exterior of a slumbering snake. You did not think. But you've never thought much, have you? As a cosseted, well-cared-for young lady, you never had to. You were not content exactly, but you allowed others to make all your decisions for you. That's how you were raised. You thought it right. You thought it correct that your parents were the ones to map out your future, that they had the final say on your future happiness and unhappiness both. You never thought about rebelling. The only time you ever asked for anything of your own accord is when you inquired, so shyly, whether your maid might become your personal servant. That is the only time you have ever spoken for yourself. So of course other people will try to speak for you. They will put words into your mouth, and they will carry out deeds on your supposed behalf that you never asked for. Violent, visceral deeds which leave you feeling faint. If your parents saw fit to wed you to Lord Worthing, then it is only natural your maid would see fit to halt this. She has not done anything your parents have not done for you. To you, already. Like them, she's taking your future into her own hands. She is doing what she thinks is best for your supposed benefit, but why did she never ask? You would expect such callousness from your parents who never seemed to care about you, but your maid? You thought that you could trust her. You loved her, but she didn't love you in turn. Not the way you wanted to be loved. She took your love, then trampled on it. She acted without your knowing, and now she claims she did it all for your sake? How could she? You continue to stare at your maid, frozen in place like a sculpture as your maid examines you. She pulls your cheeks between her palms, her red palms stained with gore, and exhales. She frowns, then says,
Oh, Justine, my dear darling lady. Why are you looking at me like that? As though you don't know me. Why are you trembling so? You've no need to fear me. I never meant to hurt you. I was just trying to help you. I did it all for you. Just like the tea, that was all for you too. It's always been all for you.
The tea? What is she talking about? What other secrets has your maid been hiding from you? For you are sure now that she has been keeping secrets. Nobody can murder 3 people in cold blood If it was only 3, without being capable of subterfuge to the highest degree. The lies that she's been feeding you, sickly sweet like macaroon. You stare at your maid while she stares back at you. Her eyes bore into yours while her lips slowly purse. Her voice, when she next speaks, is soft and gentle. She speaks to you as a mother might recite a child's bedtime story. Her cadence soft and gentle, disturbingly so, given that she is still covered in blood from tip to toe.
Yes, the tea.
She says, though you have already begun to grasp its significance, or are now beginning to wonder whether you want to know what she has been doing.
It was in the tea all along. I put it in the tea. But I had to. I had no choice.
Here it is again. That well-worn excuse which can only get her so far. I had no choice. Perhaps such an excuse might work if she was trying to explain throwing away an old pair of stockings so holy they can no longer be darned, but to explain away a murder, several murders, doesn't quite ring true.
Your parents said you were to let... What? Sorry. Your parents said you were to wed... Oh my god. Your parents said you were to wed Lord Worthing, but I knew you had no interest in the man. You complained about him enough. No, that isn't quite true. You don't complain, do you, Justine? You're too virtuous to complain. Not like me. Far too well-bred. Your parents told you that women oughtn't to cry their lots in life. They told you to be obedient, and you took this lesson to heart. You never complained, but I knew what was in your heart. I knew you did not want to marry him. Why would you, an officious, pompous boor like that? Oh, sorry, I see how it... Never mind. I certainly had no fondness to spare for that awful man, with his little moustache and his inflated sense of superiority. So I devised a plan. It was quite the ingenious plan, really, if you don't mind me boasting.
No. You do not mind her boasting. Your maid has committed sins far, far greater than vanity this morning.
Thank you. I am glad you understand.
Your maid says with a small smile.
No. You've probably gathered what I did already. You've always been such a smart girl. But since I'm here, and I'm covered in blood, I might as well tell you. For the last fortnight, I've been mixing hemlock into your tea.
Hemlock, is that not...
Toxic?
Your maid says with a small smile.
Yes.
She knows.
Indeed. Oh, sorry. Yes, indeed. Good job, dear Justine. I knew you would understand. You've always been so very clever. I dug the hemlock in the dark, in the woods by the garden, and I've been mixing it into your tea ever since. Not enough to kill you, of course, but enough to incapacitate you, certainly. I had thought, if you fell ill, not deathly ill, but ill enough, that your parents would take some degree of pity on you. I thought their fond feelings for their daughter trumped their desire to make an allegiance to Lord Worthing, and they would call the wedding off. I had hoped that they would love you more than they loved the allure of gold. But I was wrong. I put too much faith in your parents, the beasts, the bastards. And that they are. And your sickness didn't compel them to call off the wedding. If anything, they seemed inclined to speed up the preparation, for fear you might pass away before Worthing had a chance to put a ring upon your lovely little finger. They were determined to wed you regardless of the cost, even if the stress, as the physician deduced, of your upcoming nuptials was eating away at you. Dr. Goodwin herself said the wedding plans might cause your mysterious malady. Yet that might be the cause of your mysterious malady. Yet that did not sway your parents. I feared that nothing could. They were too callous to care for you, my dear Justine. They've no fond feelings for you, even when you were horribly, horribly sick.
Maid's fingers, which once were cupping your cheek so gently, now tighten. You feel her nails scraping at your skin. Her cold, hard keratin beneath all the blood. You wince.
So I killed them. I killed them, using a cleaver which I liberated from the kitchen.
Oh. So, that is the murder weapon, is it? You'd wondered.
I cut your fine, fancy father's throat. I cut it so deeply a jet of blood spurted from it in a crimson spray. It caught me here, and here, and here, too.
Your mate says, now gesturing towards herself.
For such a fastidious man, he made an awful mess. It was quite unpleasant, really, but it was easy work. My cleaver went inside his throat so easily. He offered no resistance at all. It was just like slaughtering a lamb. And I've done that often enough on my parents' farm. He crumpled to the ground in seconds after I tugged the lever out, and that's when I made a start on your... Her, I disemboweled like the sow that she is. Her intestines spilled out of her stomach in a rush. I wish you could have seen it, Justine. I'm certain you would have found it satisfying. There was more blood, but I was able to avoid the worst of the splatter this time. I learned, you see, and I adapted. I might be a maid, but I'm no fool. I pulled out her intestines like a goblin. They splattered all over the floor. They were pinkish and seemed to pulsate in the lights the drawing. If I wanted, I could have worn them like a stole, or hung them up like a wreath. But I didn't do that, of course. I am not twisted, not deranged. I only wanted to teach her a lesson. She's blushing, bro. Oh my goodness.
A lesson, you think grimly. Your mother will have been bound to forget. Your grasp of human biology is poor. It is not a subject you were ever schooled in. Your parents thought it too vulgar for a young lady. But you know that no human can survive with their intestines pulled out? Not for long, at least. Oh, your poor mother. You were never very close to her. In fact, you might have been afraid of her, but you still find yourself imagining her final moments. You imagine your maid descending upon her, the soles of her boots heavy on the floor, and you wince. For all your mother's faults, you do not think she deserves such a grisly ending. You can't imagine that anybody would.
Of course, I dispatched of Lord Worthing too.
Your maid continues, her voice low and hurried, almost feverish.
I would rather not dwell on what I did to him. It isn't exactly ladylike.
Because pulling your mother's intestines out of her abdomen is a much more appropriate topic of conversation, you're sure.
But needless to say, he won't be bothering you anymore either. None of them will. Not your parents, not Lord Worthing, or any of the silly servants you tried. I dispatched of them all. They're all dead and gone now, my dear Justine. Nobody can make you marry if you do not wish to, and nobody can harm you. I did this all for you, my mistress, my one true love. You were once caged away like a little bird, but now you are free. Is that not wonderful? Could you laugh out loud? Couldn't you laugh out loud for joy? Don't you feel thankful?
Your maid stares at you. Her eyes wide and dark and awful, like two bottomless pits. Two vast, staring voids. You can tell there is something deeply, deeply wrong with your mate. As though the reddish-brown blood daubed on her front did not make that immediately obvious. Once, you thought you could trust her. Now, you fear you'd be a fool if you continued to do so. How can you trust somebody who not only lets herself loose in the West, but who has killed your parents? You do not care overly much about Lord Worthing, and who has been slowly, steadily poisoning you. One of these crimes would be bad enough, but all three? That is unforgivable.
I like that lying about Wished is on tier with those other two.
I was also thinking that. I was like...
She is, like, so obsessed with, like, this Wished thing.
She's like, why'd you... Okay, but could you... Like, maybe if you didn't lie during these games so much, we could, like, maybe make up.
You know, killing my parents, poisoning
but you lied
me.
to me.
That's
You
fine,
lied
but
to me.
about Wished, bro? Like...
I got very into this role. I started crying for real.
Oh my goodness.
I was
could
like,
I thought you were
acting.
just I thought you were just like voice acting like just really well.
A little bit both. A little bit both. I was voice acting, but I was also conjuring up some tears for this. And that's why you
so
heard me
real.
sniffling periodically. I was like, let me get into this role.
That's so real. I can't fake cry. I can fake sniffle, but I can't fake cry. So that's
I don't think
impressive.
I can either, but I don't think it was like fully fake crying. Like I think I was just like very into the character and I could feel her feelings.
No, you were eating that shit up, to be honest.
Thank you.
That
So
was
were
crazy.
you.
Your voice acting is
So
so
were
good.
you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Don't mean to distract. That's good luck too.
You wonder whether you should tell your maid as much. Funnily enough, you do not feel at all thankful about her intervention. But you are not afforded the choice. Thank you for the applause.
Thank you.
You open your mouth, but no words come out. Instead, you find yourself coughing. A dry, hacking cough so loud it takes you by surprise. You press a hand to your mouth. Your eyes squeeze shut from the sheer shock of it. You feel like a weak, feeble, fragile thing as you cough. Over and over. Your whole body quakes. You feel horribly bony. As you hack dryly, chest heaving. You've been coughing a lot lately. Ever since you fell sick. No, ever since your maid made you sicken. But never has it hurt so much as it does now. It feels as though your throat is being scoured by steel wool, and there's an unpleasant taste bubbling on your tongue. Is that...
Oh, milady!
Your maid exclaims, agonized on your behalf as you start to cough.
Are you all right? It sounds as though you are in pain. Here, take this. Please, feel free to make use of it. Like everything else I own, it's all yours.
Your maid hands you a kerchief as she speaks. A neat little square of fabric which is folded up and stashed away inside her skirt pocket. But your maid's clothes are splattered with gore. You know that the handkerchief is quite cringe. Almost perversely so. It seems strange this little square of fabric should have emerged from your maid's multiple murders unscathed. But it did not remain so for long. You press the kerchief against your mouth gratefully. Your maid might have murdered your parents, but she is doing you a kindness, allowing you to preserve your dignity. You cough against it, over and over, while your maid rubs your trembling back, muttering soothing remarks as she does. Eventually, your coughing fit subsides. You draw the kerchief away, feeling lightheaded. In the moment you do, you gasp. The kerchief was once ivory, but no longer. It, too, has been stained bright red. A vivid flower is beginning to blossom upon it, even redder than the roses which grow in the garden outdoors. Naturally, it is blood. Naturally, it is your blood. You've coughed up phlegm before, but never blood. You're accustomed to your monthlies, but never has your blood bubbled from your mouth like this. You stare at the kerchief, shocked into silence. Your fingers curl about it. They curl so tightly your knuckles crack while your maid sighs.
Oh, dear.
She says, sounding so softly, sweetly sympathetic you almost, but not quite, forget what she has done.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I suppose that will be the tea taking it back. I slipped a little more hemlock into it yesterday than usual. I thought it prudent after I had that altercation with your mother. I had already discerned that she would not listen to reason yesterday morning. I tried to dissuade her from wedding you to Lord. I saw your future. A future where you would suffer, kept under the thumb of that odious man. So I sought to liberate you using whatever...
Oh, it cut off?
Oh,
Whatever means necessary.
oh, sorry. Whatever means necessary. Naturally, I plan to kill your parents.
Naturally, she says, as though it is, well, the most natural thing in the world. How funny. You don't think that mass murder is the natural answer one would hit upon, but then again, you're no great thinker. You're no scientist, and neither are you a scholar. You're just a lady. Who are you to say what is natural?
But I wanted some insurance, in case my plan was unsuccessful. I thought I would poison you more thoroughly than before, so that you would at least die, even if your parents did not. This way, I could ensure that you would never have to marry that awful Lord Worthing. He would never be able to walk you down the aisle. Not if you are a corpse. Though he will have a hard time trying to walk anywhere at the moment, with his head split open like a pomegranate. He was easy at best than I imagined. I slaughtered him so easily, even though he took up the poker. He tried to defend himself, but he knew not what to do with it. He jabbed me a few times, rather ineffectually too, as if he were fencing. He probably did fence in that university.
The maid continues, her upper lip curled with obvious derision.
He fancied himself an expert with a rapier, but he had no bloodlust in him. He was only showing off. And to a room full of corpses, too. Well, I soon disarmed him. Then I all but decapitated him. He would not be able to wed you. But I had to be certain.
The maid continues, taking her cheeks between her fingers once more.
I had to know that he would never be able to marry you, even if I was unable to best him. It was a foolish worry of mine, as now I can see. But I was doing it all for your sake, Justine.
Your maid entreats, her fingers sticky against her skin.
All of this I have done for you. I meant to save you from your fate, however, even if I had to kill you.
Then, is it inevitable that you will?
Die?
Your maid finishes for you. There's a small pause, and then...
Yes. I should think so. You are coughing up blood, dear thing. You have not long left for this world. But don't worry. I love you. I love you, so I will not leave you. I cannot live without you.
Your maid says, as though this ought to make you feel better, smearing your cheeks as she speaks with obscene red makeup. You realize, as she holds you, that your maid has an irritating habit of telling you not to worry, as if you are an idiot child with no brain in your head. She thinks you are a fool. But perhaps she's correct. She only resorted to such drastic measures because you refused to do anything about your own plight. If only you had spoken up against your marriage match to Lord Worthing, perhaps this would never have happened. Your parents have always been cold and uncaring, but they might have been more inclined to listen to you than a mere maid. Perhaps you could have avoided this if only you'd been a little bit braver, but... It's too late to worry about such things now. You're in so much pain at this point that death itself might be a mercy.
There is nobody I love more than you.
Your maid continues, her voice soft now but frantic, her every syllable threatening to singe you like the flame of a candle.
I can't live in a world without you, my dear Justine. I do not even want to imagine it. It would hurt far too much, even more than a knife in the rib.
Or a cleaver through the throat.
So let us both die together.
Your maid announces, her voice feverish, her cheeks faintly pink.
I think that would be wonderfully romantic. Do you not agree, milady? Why, we would be just like Romeo and Juliet.
You're not too sure about that. You're never much like Romeo and Juliet. Though it is touted as a romance, you think it awfully macabre. And you fail to see why either Romeo or Juliet had to die. It is all horribly contrived. Nothing more than a series of misunderstandings. In the grim, unforgiving world you live in, you sometimes think it would be the braver ending to allow both Romeo and Juliet some happiness. You've always thought death to be an unsatisfying ending to any story. It is final, and leaves no room for confusion, no room for further conversation. Death is the absence of all meaning. It comes for us all in the end, yes, but it strips us of all our complexities, of our idiosyncrasies, of our hypocrisies. In death we are all the same. In death we are all equal. Which means that, in death, we are all equally worthless. You wish to tell your mate that, that you see nothing romantic in a joint suicide. That if she knew you as well as she claimed, she would know that. But you cannot get out the words. You're coughing too much. More blood-red bile escapes from your lips. Your spittle is starting to turn pink and you heave. You feel as though you will be sick. But you are not alone in your suffering. Your maid looks at you somberly, her eyes half-lighted. She seems sad, at least, at what she has wrought. But she is not particularly apologetic. She seems to regard your death as an inevitability, like the slow and steady sinking of a ship.
I know, dear one. I know it hurts. But I will be joining you soon. Please, wait for me, milady. Give me a few minutes. Together, we will die as one. Then nobody will be able to separate us.
Your maid brings the delicate willow-patterned teacup to her lips. A string of steam exudes from the surface of the tea, which is darker than you have ever seen it. It looks almost black. It is a good thing your maid did not ask you to sip from this cursed cup, for you know you would have balked at it. Your maid tried to hide the hemlock in your tea, so that you would sip it obediently, like a good girl. But she has been far more heavy-handed with her own refreshment. The tea is more toxic than tea. It looks worryingly black, the extremities of a corpse, like ashes strewn in a fireplace. The maid inhales. Then she drinks. You watch as she downs the contents of her teacup. Watch as her throat convulses, and she sets the cup aside upon its saucer. Your maid sways. Her eyes widen, her pupils dilating until they seem to consume her whites entirely. She lurches forward, and you wonder, for a moment, whether she will expire on the spot. But no. Once more, her slick, red palms find your cheeks. She holds you a little more tightly this time, a little more desperately. As she crosses her lips to yours in a kiss. You can taste the poison on her lips. You can taste it on her tongue. You gasp against the kiss, hard and harsh and entirely unwanted. And your mate uses this to her advantage. Okay, I'm gonna skip this line because this one might be hard for some of you guys.
Yeah.
She drank such a highly concentrated dosage of poison, you are surprised it did not turn her tongue black, that it did not start to crumble at the root. It has not turned to ashes, though you fear soon you will meet such a sorry fate. Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. You taste the hemlock in her saliva, its flavor more intense than anything you have tasted before. Unbidden, your eyes droop shut, your eyelids hard and heavy, just like lead. Your fingers have started to feel horribly, unnaturally cold. Your heartbeat, meanwhile, begins to slow. You succumb to, bit by bit, to your own inevitable end, the inevitability of the grave, and the worms which wish to make mincemeat out of your slender, lily-like limbs. But no, this is not a past you wish to recall. This is not a past you wish to reclaim. Did you not see any other paths available to you as you drifted, Any other lives which might be more satisfactory? Why don't you reach out and see? Quickly now, while you still can. Why don't you see who else you might have been? And what else you might have become? Ooh, my God.
Ooh.
That was intense. That was worse than the nurse, somehow.
That's so surprising because you would think that the psycho nurse would be scarier than the maid, but
That
do I
maid
know?
was horrifying.
yeah,
Actually horrifying.
freaky
Wow.
as hell, and not in the fun way.
All right, we're at 2 hours, 30 minutes. How are you feeling? I'm feeling a little
I'm
bit tired
feeling-
after that.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little tired. I could do a little more, but like, probably can't go for that much longer. I think because I've also got to make dinner and stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? Why don't I free you for dinner? Because it looks like each route appears to take about 2 hours. I know we were yapping a
Yeah.
little bit, but it seems like each route takes about 2 hours, so this would be another 2-hour commitment. So why don't we end there so you can get some food? Also, that was really intense. So even if we were to continue, I would have wanted a little bit of a break.
Yeah, that's
So
more than
why don't we
fair.
might as well just end it there.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. By the way, I had
Thank you so much for joining. That was incredible. You
Yeah,
did such a
of
great
course.
job, and that midstream podcast was quite fun.
yes, you did such an amazing.
So
Also,
did
hey,
you.
G- Welcome in. It's one
Who
of my
joined?
viewers. but my mod Juice.
Oh, hi, Juice.
Yeah, hell yeah. But no, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and you did such an incredible job with all the acting.
Aww. No, you.
No, you!
Then can you
No,
like
you!
shut up?
Oh my
Because
gosh,
What just
Dad, thank you
happened?
for the
What
gift.
just
he
happened?
likes me.
Xander
What
gifted
just
5
happened? Oh my
subscriptions.
goodness, thank you.
Zenta, thank you so much. Thank you for the 5 gifted, and I guess that's $5. Maybe that'll help bring me back to reality a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 5 gifted, Zenta. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
hell yeah.
Well, guys, that was the stream today. Everybody say, thank you, Doobie, for joining. Doobie, you're so great. And then follow Doobie on all the social medias. And
thank you.
I will probably see y'all tomorrow, either for some Resident Evil, probably some Resident Evil. I don't think I'm going to play No, I'm Not a Human quite yet. Although I want to. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. But bye, guys. Have a good rest of your day. And if you're asleep, time to wake up. Nap time over. Nap time over. Bye, guys. Join that raid, kittens. Join that raid. Okay, bye.